Hello and welcome to another fantastic ARCHLine.XP Virtual Expo. I'm excited to show you some great tools to help you quickly and proficiently design a modern open plan kitchen in CAD. This is especially useful if you're a kitchen designer, interior designer, building designer, or an architect. My name is Hendrik and I work with CAD International, who's the official ARCHLine.XP distributor in Australia. So I'll be guiding you through this CAD tutorial today. Feel free to download an ARCHLine.XP trial below to follow along, or sit back, grab a coffee, and enjoy the show. So for today's example, we'll be using some plans to design our modern open plan kitchen to specification, and it will be a galley kitchen design. And for this one, we've used some really nice modern Australian manufacturer content. So we've used some nice taps, we've used a 20mm engineered benchtop, we've got the meal extractor fan, and we've got some really nice looking cabinets with modern handles. And we've also got some modern pendant lights, and these will give the whole space a really nice atmosphere. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so we've got a set of plans here that we'll be working from. So we've got the 2D floor plans as well as some really good elevations with dimensions. So we'll be using this to translate this into our full 3D kitchen. So the first thing that we'll look at here, so we've got an open floor plan and we've got all the spaces laid out for the kitchen. So we'll just switch over here to the imported floor plan. Now this is actually covered in lots of other videos and we'd be happy to link that in the description. But essentially this video will just cover the kitchen design. So it won't cover things like creating walls and windows. That is covered in a different video, so we'll link that in the description. Okay, so the first thing that we got to do here is start laying out the base cabinets. We'll do the top cabinets and then we can do the kitchen island and then we can focus there on the pantry. Okay, so either in a 2D or a 3D view, we'll go here to, we'll just bring our plans up as well. Okay, and the first thing that we'll do is we'll switch over here to interior, KBB, and cabinets. Okay, and so for the base cabinets, we'll start over here to get the total width. So we can see here the cabinet that we're looking at is these top cabinets. Sorry, these bottom cabinets. Okay, so we're just going to input these dimensions into the program. Okay, so for the width, the overall width we'll do 900 plus 450 plus 900 plus 450 plus 900. So this is just the overall sizings. So we can just input that and the program will automatically calculate that. Okay, and the depth here, so 600 is fine. The total height, for this one, it's actually going to be, if we just bring our plans over here, this is going to be 880 plus the 20mm benchtop, so that's going to be 900 in total with a 140mm kickboard. Okay, so space for legs, we'll just change this to 140. Okay, and a few other changes. So over here we'll switch to the legs, and I'm just going to disable the legs on corners. Okay, so for our panels, I'm just going to select a different type of panel. So if we just go over here to default side properties, we can change this to HHH. And you can change it to any other panel or create any other color panel that you want, any sizing. That's pretty easy to do. So essentially you can just select maybe one of these, okay, like that, and you can actually edit the object. Okay, so if you just double click on it, you can, for example, change the materials, the thickness. You can actually create an inset, a hole, any of those ones. But for now, we're just going to use this panel right here. So it's like a nice chocolatey gray, and I think it would look quite nice for the kitchen. Okay, so now the next step from here is that we need to create our dividers. Okay, so we'll select over here to dividers, and we're going to say divide on front. Okay, and if we look at the plans again, that will be 900, 450, 900, 450, 900. So we're spacing that out essentially. Okay, so divide on front, and we'll just go 900. Okay, and hit enter. And the next one there, we'll click on that space, that will be 450. Okay, and we'll just click like that. This one will be 900 again, like that, and this one will be 450. Okay, and I'll just hit enter, and as you can see, it will work out exactly that correct spacing. Okay, now from here, we're going to add some drawers. So for this one, it's going to be 3 different drawers. So I'm going to go multiple with front, and I'm just going to input 3. Make sure that full overlay is on. That's typically a more modern look. And I'll just hit enter. Now you can see these panels are not matching with the overall color scheme. So I'm just going to click down here to the panel. So you want to disable default, apply the default. So you're going to switch there again to this HHH style, or whichever other panel you prefer. Okay, and then for the handles, disable the default, and I'm just going to use these ones because I quite like the look. It's quite modern, quite sleek, and creates quite a seamless look. Okay, now the next step here is we can actually copy this over. So if we go over here, we can just go copy. Right here, we can go apply and just click over here. And we'll just change this to 2. Okay, this one, I'm just going to copy this across, apply, and enter. We can go here again, and we can just change this to 3. So really fast workflow, and it just makes it so much easier to work on things that are, you know, taking lots of time, and you don't have to do any of that manually. Okay, so for this one, we're actually going to put a appliance in. So this will be a stove. So you can either use a you know, stove or a dishwasher with a covering, but for this one, we'll just use a normal stove. Okay, and the one that we're going to go for should be in here somewhere. So we're going to go for this one. Okay, and we're just going to offset that by 160. So it's just being extruded downwards. And we're just going to bring it a little bit to the front. So obviously that spacing there is the 20 mil bottom part plus the 140 mil, so that would be minus 160 mil. Okay, and that is looking quite flush. Might just bring that out a little bit more. Okay, I think that's looking quite nice. Right, so I'm just going to hit OK. Right, and we just need to place it, and we'll just place it on this wall. Okay, and it's as easy as that. So the next part here is just to add our kickboard. So we'll go to KBB, we'll go to KBB plinth, plinth by cabinets, just click on the cabinets and hit enter. So as easy as that, we've got our kickboard. And for this kickboard, we'll probably just move it over just a little bit. So you can just click on it, select the reference line, left click and go offset. And we'll just match it with this corner right here. Okay, and then for the material, we just want to match it. So we'll just right click on the cabinets, go find material, and drag and drop this over and replace. Okay, so as simple as that. Okay, and the next step here would be to copy this over to the top. So this will be used for our top cabinets. Okay, and I'm just going to hit edit. And we're just going to remove everything to the front. Okay, and for now, we'll just quickly put in the depth as 300. Okay, the width there would be, so over here, if we just have a look at this one, so it's these top cabinets, so that would be 1350 in total. Okay, width would be 1350, and the total space for legs, we just want to remove that. Okay, and I'm just going to hit OK. Alright, so for the moment, that's where it's going to be. Just move that up a little bit. Okay, and also the base elevation, that will be 1500. Okay, and also the height, we just make that adjustment. Total height will be 600. Okay, perfect. Now this one, we just need a stone bench top. So this will be a 20mm engineered stone bench top. So we just got to go here to KBB, countertop by cabinets, just select over here, hit OK. Alright, and for this one, actually we just want to remove the top. So we want to remove this top panel because that's where the bench top is going to go. So we'll just go into the cabinets, and we'll just go to top. Right here, we're just going to go disable apply the default. Okay, and that's going to remove it. So I'm just going to hit OK, and we can do our countertop. So countertop by cabinets, hit OK. Alright, so we've got this default profile, and we're just going to remove a few things. So we're going to remove this little strip towards the wall and this strip towards the front. Okay, and the size of this will be 20 mils. So we'll make it 20 mil thick, so that you can do in the first tab here, which is sizes and materials. And for this one, we're going to use a nice marble material. Okay, so it's going to be a granite bench top, and we'll use this one. Okay, and that's all good to go. Okay, so the next part is very straightforward. So that will be over here, and that will be for the top cabinets. So if we just have a look at the sizings again, so we've got 1, 2, 3 doors right there, and we'll make them flip up. So I don't particularly like this style. I think flipping them up would work much nicer. So that's what we'll do here. So we'll have 3 flipping up, and then 3 flipping up on the other side, and then towards the center we'll have a meal overhead fan. Okay, or range hood. So same thing. So what we'll do here is select on this one, and I'm just going to divide this into 3. So we go to front. Okay, and I'm going to add some dividers. So divide on front, but I'll use multiple. So for this, we'll just go 2 like that, and add the dividers, and then we'll just add the doors. Okay, so we'll make this flip upwards, and we'll just change the default material again here to this one, and the handles change to this one. Okay, and I'm just going to copy this door, and I'm just going to paste it, apply, and paste it. Okay, so very, very easy, very quick process, makes the whole workflow very seamless. Okay, and I'm just going to go OK. Alright, and basically all I have to do now is I can just go and copy this across. So if I just select on either one of these arrows, move a copy, and just hold shift. Okay, and I'll just move it across there. Okay, and then on the floor plan, I'll just make sure that it's flush with the wall. So right here, I'm just going to move this across right to there. Okay, perfect. Now we've got that done, and we just need a range hood to the middle. Okay, so you can either download that via any 3D warehouse object, or via BIM libraries, or through any libraries online that you can find. I know that there's quite a lot for Kuroma and a few others for different taps, for different sinks, any manufacturer content you can import directly. So I've already imported this for our preparation here. So the one that we'll use is this Mule DA3996 Classic Range Hood. I think it looks quite nice. Okay, I'll just place it correctly. Okay, and I'll just move it into place on the floor plan. Okay, so if we just go to ground floor. Okay, I'm just gonna move this right to there. Okay, and I think that's looking really nice. Okay, so we've got a nice modern range hood and we just need a stovetop. So what I'll do for the stovetop is I'm just going to select this top countertop, and we're just going to go here to this tab, and I'm going to add the stovetop 590 by 520. So we'll go with this one. Okay, and we're just going to move it into place. Okay, just move it back a little bit. Okay, and I'll just go to OK, and we've got a nice looking stovetop, nice and modern, nice and sleek. Alright, so the next thing here that we need to do is we'll add the kitchen island. So that part is fairly simple and fairly straightforward as well. So we're just going to click here on these cabinets, and I'm just going to actually copy it across again. So this copy and paste just makes it a lot easier. Okay, for the width, I'm just going to change the width to match with that, and I'm just going to flip it all the way around, and I'm just going to clear all the content here. So I'll just go to front, and I'm just going to remove everything there. Okay, and that's ready for the new set of cabinets. So we'll just go here to the sizings, and we'll just check our plans. Okay, so this will be 2.6 in width. Again, it will be 600 in depth. It will have the kickboard, and we're going to remove this set of storage cabinets to the back, so it just goes over the top. So the top countertop will be up to 1 meter. So we're just going to slice it a little bit shorter. Okay, so we'll do 2.6. Okay, and we're going to start adding the dividers again like before. So we'll just go to front. We're going to go to dividers, divide on front, and the first one there will be 550. Okay, the second one there will be at 900. Okay, and the next one here will be at 600. Okay, and the last one there works out at exactly 550. Okay, now these sets of cabinets, this one will be some drawers. Okay, so I'm just going to click over here. It will be 3 of them. Okay, and again, they're just going to be this other panel. Okay, and we'll match the handles right here. Okay, and this one, I'm going to copy this across to this side. So I'm just going to select on this one, go to copy, and this one over here, I'll click apply, and then I'll paste that back in. So this one will be 4 drawers. So I'll just modify this over here, and that will automatically update. Okay, this one will be for our plumbing. So this will just be 2 doors opening sideways. Okay, and we'll just have that like that. Just change the panel, and we'll just change the door handles right here. Okay, so inside there will be all the plumbing. Okay, and the next one here will be our appliance. So we can just go here to appliances. Again, we can either have the appliance hidden, or we can have it as a normal appliance. Okay, so for this one it will be a dishwasher. So we'll just click on this one, we'll hit enter, move that probably a little bit to the front, a little bit more. Okay, and that looks about right. Okay, and again this one will just be extended downwards by 160. Okay, so you can kind of adjust the different sizings, or you can just leave a gap in the cabinetry. Okay, I think that's looking quite good, and I'm just going to hit enter. Okay, so we've got our kitchen island almost completed. We've got that prepared. The next thing here is that we just want a nice modern look. So the way these cabinets are actually connected, we're going to update that. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the cabinets, click over here, and I'm just going to click on these custom edge properties. So for the bottom, I'm going to make sure it's on this one. For the sides, they're going to be beveled. This one as well. Okay. And I think that's looking quite good. Alright, now just for the side panels, I actually want them to go down all the way. So that's where I'll make those updates. Okay, so for these custom offsets, I'm just going to change this bottom one to -160. Okay, and again, that will be the bottom panel, which should be 140. You can just have a double check. Okay. Okay, if we just click OK. Yep, so that would be 140 mils. So that's extending down from there. Okay, and we'll do the other ones as well. So we'll do the back. And I'm just going to click here on, so we'll go to the back. And for this custom panel properties, I'm just going to remove the offsets and input -140. Okay, and I'll do the same with the other side. Okay, so we've got all of that prepared, and I'm just going to hit OK. Okay, so now that's all covered up, all looking really modern, really nice. And the next step here is just to add a kickboard. So again, we'll just go to KBB, select the kickboard, and go plinth by cabinets. Just click on the cabinets, hit OK. And for this one, I'm just going to extend it right up to the front again. Up to there. Okay, and for this one, we're just going to change the length, just make it fit into here. Okay, and just find that corner right there. Okay, and same for the other side. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to change the length here and just make it match right there. So very simple and straightforward process. So again, for the material, I'm just going to right click, find material, drag and drop, replace one with another. Okay, so again, it's a very similar process than what we did before. It's just a different type of a different set of cabinets, or a different part of the design. So the next part here is to add the bench top. Now this one will be slightly different, and I'll just kind of guide you through that so it's a bit easier to understand. So I'm just going to create similar here, select these cabinets and hit enter. So for that part, it was just a right click and then you go create similar and then left click. Okay, now for this one, we'll just change some of these properties. So for the stovetop, we're just going to delete that and hit OK. Right, and this one actually needs to be swapped 180. So if we go here, we're just going to go rotate 180. And that's because we want this reference line to be on this side because we're extruding the other way. Okay, and I'm just going to change some of these dimensions. So this width, I actually want that to be at 1 meter. So extending off the back. Okay, and like that. Right, and this will have a side panel. Okay, so we'll be on the left hand side, and for this one we'll just make it extended to 880 like that. Okay, so we'll do actually 900. Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to hit OK. Right, now we just need to extend this sideways a little bit. So you can see the reference line is up to the corner. We just need to move it sideways. So if we go to the ground floor plan and just zoom in a little bit, you'll see that this is only pushing towards the side of the cabinets. It needs to be moved there by 20 mils to make space for the side panel right there. Okay, so that's looking really nice, really modern, and there's a few other things there that we can start adding. Okay, so the next step would be to start adding our kitchen sinks. Okay, so this one will be a really nice Blanco Delago kitchen sink. It will be in the black anthracite. So I'm just going to select this, go to properties, and we'll switch that around. Okay, and we'll go over here to the sink unit. And for this one, so you can either import, whichever sinks you like. There's lots of options out there. For this one, we're going to use this Blanco Delago. Okay, and I'm just going to go mirror, and we're going to move it over to the other side. Yeah, so any SketchUp objects or any 3D warehouse objects or even any BIM object you can import into the program and you can directly use that sink or tap in your design. So if you have any favorites, feel free to download that and use it in your design. Okay, so I think that's about right. Maybe a bit to the other side. Perfect. Now to the front, I just want to move this a little bit, just so that it fits in. And this wireframe definitely does help a little bit. Sort of helps you see where to locate the object. Okay, and I think that's looking great. Next part here is the tap. Right, so we're going to use this Dorf Poseidon sink mixer. That's one that I quite like. There's a few others as well, but feel free to use any one that you like. Alright, this one will be mirrored. Okay, and I'm just going to move it over to the sink. Okay, I think that's looking good. And I'm just going to move it into position. And I'm just going to move that down a little bit. Okay, now just for the sink, I can see there's a slight spacing, so I'm just going to remove that. So I think it's about 3 mils. Okay, and for the tap, okay, that's looking really good. Now I think if we just move it, okay, perfect. Alright, so we've got our sink, we've got our tap, looks nice and modern, kind of gives a little bit of contrast. So I'll go okay. Okay, and we've got our kitchen. Now the next step here is just to do the pantry, and then from that we can start adding some lights, we can start adding some furniture. Okay, so the pantry is very straightforward. So we're going to follow the exact same process. Just going to copy it across. For this one, it will be a different size. So we can just input that and we can just clear the front profile. So let's just remove everything to the front. Okay, and we can start adding some dividers. And we can also give it an overall width. So this one will be 1010 plus 600 plus 1010. Okay, and the dividers right there will be divide on front 1010, enter. This one will be at 600. Okay, and then this one will work out at exactly 1010. Now this one will have 3 drawers. Okay, same process as before. We'll change the panel, switch it here to this one. We'll change the handles, switch over here. And I'm just, again, like just as we did before, I'm going to select that one. I'm going to hit copy. Then I'm going to go apply and just hit enter. Okay, and this one will be for the washing up area. So what we'll do is we'll add a door opening to the side. Okay, so that will, I think that will do, and we'll just change the default material to this one, and we'll change this handle to this one. Okay, and I think that's looking good, so we'll just hit enter, and then we just gotta move that into place on the floor plan. So I'm just going to select this, and I'm just literally going to drag it into place. Okay, perfect. Okay, now if we have a look here, we just go to move to the other side, and we'll add the kickboard. So we'll click over here, kickboard plinths by cabinets, hit over here, hit enter, move that up to the front. We can match it with the other side. Right click here, find material, drag and drop, replace one with another. Okay, so very fast and straightforward process. Okay, and for the cabinets, right click over here, create similar, click on these cabinets, hit enter. Okay, and I'm just going to remove this stovetop. So I'll just go right click properties. For the stovetop here, I'm just going to hit delete. Okay, and so this is going to be a washing up area. So the sink and tap will be, so the sink will be different. It will have an area for some plates. So I'll click over here on the bench top and just go and modify some of these properties. So we're going to use a sink, and the one that we're going to use is the Kuroma Evolution Care single end bowl. So this one is for washing up. Okay, and then I just need to move that into place. Okay, and I'm just going to move that a little bit, making sure that I don't intersect with any cabinetry. Okay, and I think that's looking quite good. We'll just leave a space to the back also for the tap. So we just need to move it forward a little bit. Okay, I think that's looking good. And the other part that we'll do as well is the tap. So we'll just use the same tap again from the side. Okay, and we'll just move it again into position. Okay, just a little bit back. Okay, and I think that's looking quite good. So now I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Okay, and that's looking perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to hit OK. We can also use this one. I think this one should be okay for now though. Okay, so we've got our sink to the back, and I'm just going to copy over some cabinets. So I'm just going to hit on these cabinets, and for the front, so we've actually selected right here. So the front there needs to be 4 dividers. We'll have 5. Okay, perfect. So we'll have 6 there, and the overall width there is 873 plus 873 plus 873. Okay, and that's looking good. So now I just need to copy these across. So I'm just going to hit copy, and I'm going to hit apply, apply, and apply. So I'll just hit OK. Right now for this one, I'm just going to move it over in the floor plan. So I'll switch here to the 2D floor plan. I'm going to select on these cabinets, and I'm just going to move it across like that. Okay, so we've got everything there. We've got a nice looking pantry for our washing up. And for this area, we've got a really nice modern kitchen island with a 20mm stone bench top, and we've got the Blanco de Lago sink. All we need now is some modern lighting and some seating. Okay, so what we'll do next is add some nice pendant lights. Okay, so I'm just going to go here to lighting, and the one that I'll use is actually this one. So this is one of my favorites. You can import any other lights, but the one that we'll use is this one. Okay, so I'm just going to place it somewhere over here so I can work out the spacings. So I'm just going to move this up a little bit. And then I'm going to make some material changes. Okay, so I actually want this to be sort of a matte material. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using this material for the kitchen sink, this anthracite material. And then I want to actually just place that material to the outside. So it has sort of a matte finish. Okay, and what I'll do now is actually just change that in the ground floor plan. Okay, so I'm just going to move this across to here. Okay, I'm going to move another copy across to the other side, and I'm going to have one in the middle that's a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'm just going to hit enter. So this one, I'm just making this a little bit smaller, and we can actually make that, yeah, so we'll leave it at that and just move it across to the side. Okay, if we have a look at it now, it's got a really nice modern look to it. It looks really seamless. It gives it a nice atmosphere. So we just need some seating now, and I'll switch over there again to the floor plan. Okay, so you can either go here in the 3D warehouse, do a direct download, or you could go to the BIM libraries. So if we just, for example, have a look at some kitchen stools, you can see there's a few ones here that you can use. You can even switch to different categories. But instead of looking for one now, I've actually downloaded one before, so we'll just use that one. So just go to Objects, and the one that we're going to use is this bar stool. So I'll just drag and drop that, and I'm going to place that. Okay, and I'm just going to move that into the center. So just want to make some quick material changes. So I want to use a leather material for this. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop this and replace with another on this object. Okay, I think that's looking a little bit better. And I'm just going to copy this one across. Okay, So now if we switch over to the 3D, you can see that everything is matching really closely. We've got a nice looking kitchen. And at the end of this whole process, essentially what you've ended up with is a full kitchen design in less than about an hour. So we've done everything from bench tops to using manufacturer content, to lining up our top cabinets to the bottom cabinets. So we've got a nice looking kitchen island, and if we zoom through here, we can see that we've got a lovely washing up area here towards the back. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you at all the other online webinars. And don't forget to download a trial, because you can go through this video, make sure that you haven't missed out on any of these steps. So just make sure you follow it closely, and we look forward to seeing you again.